Okay, so this is the question. These questions can be asked for 6 marks, as well as few times they will reduce the data and they will ask such questions for 2 marks also. Okay, so let's go through the question. This question is very similar to the previous question, but conclusions are also very less. Okay, let's go through the question. The arithmetic mean runs scored by 3 batsmen X, Y, and Z in a cricket series of 10 innings are 50, 48, and 12 respectively. So they've given the arithmetic mean of batsmen X, Y, and Z. So we have three batsmen. Like the previous problem, we had Sachin, Suresh, and Sehwag. Here we have three batsmen with the names X, Y, and Z. Okay, so the three batsmen arithmetic mean. So please read the question very carefully and make sure you stop at full stop. You see where the commas are given in the question, because if you miss out those punctuation marks also, you will get confused with the data given. Okay, so the arithmetic mean of X, Y, and Z is uh, 50, 48, and 12. Now don't go and start from 10. Okay, they've told in a cricket series of 10 innings. Okay, one cricket, that series of 10 innings, their arithmetic mean or their mean runs were 50, 48, and 12. Next, the standard deviation of their runs. So they have given us X bar here. Okay, they have given us standard deviation. Okay, standard deviation of X is 15, Y is 12, Z is 2. Okay, that's what is given to us. Who is the most consistent of the three? So whenever you find the word consistent, you are supposed to calculate CV. Whenever you find the word consistent, okay, who is the most consistent of the three, which factory is the most consistent, or which factory is most variable, okay, such words you will have to calculate CV. Now CV, here we are calculating CV. Now what all data do we have? We have X bar given for X, Y, and Z. We have standard deviation given for X, Y, and Z. Okay, both the information is given. Now to find CV, okay, to find CV, we are supposed to calculate the formula to find CV is standard deviation divided by X bar into 100. Now all that we have to do throughout the problem is apply the CV formula for X, Y, and Z. So let's calculate. Now arithmetic mean, standard deviation for X is, this is gonna be 15. Okay, they've taken the numbers a little wrong. Okay, that is not 150, that is 15. 15 by 50 into 100, where you will gonna get 30%. The final answer is correct, but just these numbers are little wrong. Just correct them in your classworks also. Okay, so 15, this 15 divided by 50 into 100 will give us 30. And then, okay, so this is the CV of batsman X. Batsman X. Next, batsman Y, 12 by 48. 12 is here by 48. That is 25%. Again, for batsman Z, 2 divided by 12. That will give us 16.66%. So we have used this formula of CV and we have calculated the CV here. Now, out of the CV that we have got, we are supposed to give a conclusion on who is the most consistent person or consistent batsman. So let's see all the three CV percentages. Now, whoever's CV, okay, the coefficient of variation is low, very low. Out of three, who is the lowest? Batsman Z has the lowest CV. So when it comes to consistent, I always told whoever has the least CV will be the consistent batsman. Okay, now in the same question, if I ask who is the most variable of the three. Okay, this was for consistent. Now for consistent, we know the answer. Z is the most consistent batsman. Now in the same question, if I ask who is the most variable of the three, out of all this, you are supposed to select whom? The person with higher, CV. Okay, the person with higher CV is supposed to be considered. The person with higher CV is supposed to be considered for more variable. Okay, so that is how you consider for both consistent and variable. I will repeat this. This is the very important judging criteria in the problems, in all of the problems. Okay, so when I say most consistent, so this will be the consistent person. How did you judge the person as consistent? You can check the CV to be the lowest. If I say variable, if the CV is highest, then it is known as variable. Do not get confused and understand, read the question thoroughly and answer the problems. Okay, did you all understand this question? Can you please leave it in chat? Did everybody understood this question? Any doubts? Okay, so let's go. Okay, I'll just summarize the whole question once again. So here they have given us the arithmetic mean of three batsmen X, Y and Z, and that is their arithmetic mean is 50, 48 and 12, and their standard deviations are given to us 15, 12 and 12. So what are they asking us is who is the most consistent batsman. So to find the consistent batsman, we have to calculate the coefficient of variance, that is nothing but CV. So we calculated CV of batsman X, Y and Z. So after calculating all of the CV, now check who has the lowest CV value. Okay, so the lowest CV value was for batsman Z. So that is why we can say Z is the consistent batsman. Suppose if along with this question, if they ask you who is the most variable of the three, when it comes to variable, you're supposed to consider batsman X because CV of batsman X is the highest. Okay, so CV of batsman X is highest, so that is why you consider batsman X. CV of batsman Z is lowest, that is why you consider him as a consistent batsman. Okay, so I hope this clears everybody's doubt. Everybody understood? Okay, now let's go to the next question. Now, these are 2 marks question. Okay, so let us see how these 2 marks question goes on. Just a second. Okay, here. Find the coefficient of variation if the variance is 16, number of items is 20, and sum of items is 160. So they have given too much of information. Let us understand what all information is given to us. Okay, so they are asking us to find coefficient of variation. This is nothing but they are asking us to find CV. If the variance is given to us, they did not give us standard deviation, but they have given us variance. Variance is 16. Then number of items is 20, which means n. N is equal to 20. Number of items is 20. Next, sum of the items. Now, sum of the items, can we consider it as sigma x? Because if X is the items, number of items is 20 for us and the sum of items is 160. So what all they have given us? They have given us variance, which is 16. They have given us N, which is 20, and they have given us sigma X, which is 160. Now using this information, we are supposed to calculate CV. Now let us calculate one after the other. First, before calculating CV, with these both information, we will calculate arithmetic mean. So x bar is equal to sigma x by n, which is 160 by 20. So our arithmetic mean is 8. So this is the first calculation using the data given to us. Okay. Next, after this, they have given us variance and not standard deviation. So when we have variance, it is easy to find standard deviation. All that you have to do is just take the square root of variance. So standard deviation is equal to square root of variance. So which is equal to square root of, what is the variance? Variance value is given to us here, that is 16. So square root of 16 is equal to 4. So we got standard deviation, we got arithmetic mean. How did we get standard deviation? We had the variance in the problem, the data is given in the problem. Just we calculated the square root of variance. So we got standard deviation. Now use both the data to find CV. So 4 is the standard deviation and 8 is the arithmetic mean. So standard deviation by arithmetic mean into 100. So coefficient of variance is 50%. So coefficient of variance is 50%. So such questions can be asked for 2 marks, and it has been asked in out of 5, 3 papers they have asked such questions for 2 marks. Okay, and these are very easy and scoreable. So it's always good if you have or if you know how to calculate such questions. Okay, did you all understand this question? Did you all understand the first question in this slide? Anybody has doubt in this question? Okay, so all that we did in this question was we were supposed to calculate CV. Okay, they asked us to calculate CV, but they had given us the data to find arithmetic mean. So we calculated arithmetic mean, then using the variance, we calculated standard deviation, then we calculated coefficient of variation. Okay, now next problem. The coefficient of variation of a distribution is 60% and the standard deviation is 12. Direct question given, but they're asking us to find out mean. Okay, they're asking us to find out mean. So that is the only twist here. So the coefficient of variation, that is CV, is equal to 60% because variation is always given in percentage, and standard deviation is 12. Okay, standard deviation is 12. Now they are asking us to find out x bar. What is the mean? Write down the formula of CV, apply or put all the numbers given to us. So CV is 60%, that is 60. Don't take it as 60 by 100. Okay, just write 60. Then is equal to standard deviation is 12. So write standard deviation being 12. Then x bar is taken as it is into 100. Now replace these two, just interchange their places. So x bar will go to the numerator after is equal to. So since it is division here, when it goes up, you are just interchanging the place. So 60 will come back here. Now calculate 12 divided by 60 into 100. So your arithmetic mean, that is x bar, is equal to 20. Okay, so they have given us direct information. We are just putting these numbers into the CV formula. So standard deviation by arithmetic mean into 100, and in the second step I'm just interchanging the place of arithmetic mean, that is x bar and 60. So after that I get the values of 12 by 60 into 100, where I can directly calculate the x bar value, which is 20. Okay, so this is the next problem. Everybody understood this problem also? Anybody has doubt in the second problem here? Again, these are for 2 marks. So be careful in taking the numbers. but it is easy for you to score with such questions. Okay, great. Thank you. Now we'll go for the next question. Now, coefficient of variation of two series. Okay, they are giving us two series and they are saying coefficient of variation. CV of two series are 60% and 80%. Their standard deviations are 20 and 16. Standard deviations are 20 and 16. What are their arithmetic means? This is the same question like the previous one, but there it was only one information. Here you have two series. Okay, they have given us two series. So let us take series 1 and series 2. Okay, let's name them as series 1 and series 2. So series 1 coefficient of variation, that is CV, is 60% and standard deviation is 20. Coefficient of variation of series 2 is 80% and standard deviation is 16. Now I have to find out the arithmetic mean for series 1 and series 2. So let us calculate. We are using the same CV formula everywhere. So we are not changing the formula. We are using the CV formula only. Now let us see for series 1. I know what is CV, 60%. So I take 60. Standard deviation is 20. I consider 20. Divided by, I do not know what is arithmetic mean. So I keep x bar as it is into 100. Then next step, here the same mechanism I use or the same method. I interchange the places. So x bar is equal to 20 by 60 into 100. And I find the arithmetic mean of series 1 to be 33.33. Similarly, series 2 or second series, 80 is the CV of series 2. So I take 80 as it is. Then 16, that is standard deviation is 16, that is considered. Divided by, I do not know arithmetic mean. So x bar as the symbol is considered into 100. Now again I interchange the places here. So x bar is equal to 16 by 80 into 100. X bar is equal to 20. So x bar for series 2 is 20 and for series 1 is 33.33. Okay, that's all is this question. Did you understand this question also? Any doubt in this slide or this question? Can you please answer in chat? Okay. Let's go to the last question of the chapter. Okay, this is the last question of the chapter. Now, if you see here, let's go through the question. Following particulars relate to wages paid by two factories, M and N, belonging to the same industry. Okay, both M and N belong to one industry only, but they have given us the data of factory M and factory N. So we will see what are the data given to us. This can be asked for 6 marks questions. You have one similar question in the question paper also. Okay, so number of workers. So this will be N for us. Number of workers will be N, 856 and 684. Then after this, average wages. Average wages will be X bar. So number of workers is N. For factory M and factory N, we have got N. Average wages is X bar. That is arithmetic mean 552 and 574. Next, variance is given. They have not given a standard deviation. They have given us variance. But we know how to find standard deviation. So if you, to find standard deviation, if you calculate the square root of variance, you get standard deviation. Okay. Now the question says, which factory pays higher wages? Pays higher wages. So which means we have to calculate CV first thing and we have to make a judgment based on arithmetic mean. Next, which factory has greater variability? Again, if you can see here, they are only asking us two words, which is more consistent, which is more variable. When your CV is less, it is more consistent. When your CV is more, it is more variable. Okay, so this is what is the question. Now let's go to the solution. Now let us see the solution part. First, we have to calculate the total wages. total, how much is the total wages we'll calculate. That is because they have given us the data. Now if you multiply average number of workers, number of workers into average wages, that will give us the total wages, which means multiply 856 into 552, that will give you the total wages of your factory M. And if you multiply 684 into 574, you will get the total wages of factory N. So why are we calculating total wages? They are asking us which factory will pay high wages. So that is why we are calculating the total wages here. So if you consider both of the numbers, which has the highest number? Factory M. So that is why you have 4,72,512. So this is the factory M wages, and factory M is paying you higher wages. I'll repeat once again. We are calculating the total wages to understand who pays the higher wages. How to find total wages? Average wages. This is average wages into number of workers. So we got total of 4,72,512 for factory M and 3,92,616 for factory N. So out of these two, which is the highest number? Factory M has the highest number, which means factory M is paying higher wages. Did you all understand until here? Everybody understood until here? Okay. Now let's see the last part of the question. That is, we just have to calculate the CV. Okay. That is, standard deviation is equal to root of variance. So to calculate CV, we don't have standard deviation given directly. So we have variance. So standard deviation is equal to root of variance. So for factory M, this 144 square root will be 12. Okay, if you calculate square root of 144, it is 12. For factory N, if you calculate square root of 196, it is 14. So we understood the we calculated the standard deviation of factory M and factory N. We already have arithmetic mean of factory M and factory N. Now let us go on and calculate the CV, that is coefficient of variation. Now in coefficient of variation, if you see here for factory M, we are supposed to consider standard deviation, that is 12, divided by 552 is the arithmetic mean. Then for factory N, 14 is the standard deviation and 574 is the arithmetic mean. So if we calculate the CV for factory M, the CV is 2.174% and for factory N, it is 2.439%. So as usual, we are calculating the CV here. Now, if you see the second question, which factory has greater variability in wages? Variability means you are supposed to see which has more CV. Variability means more CV. Consistence means less. Variability means more. So, here they're asking us variability. So, it is more CV. So, the CV of factory N is greater, which means factory N is more variable. Okay, the factory N is more variable in wages. So this is the complete question and the solution. Did you all understand the question? Did you all understand the slide? Anybody has doubt in this? Can you all please reply in chat quickly? Okay. Okay, so this ends our chapter, measures of dispersion. Okay, this also ends our class here. Thank you, students.